This video is about the cleaner had no money for food, but the rich CEO stopped his car. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The cleaner had no money for food, but the rich CEO stopped his car. In the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and dreams danced in the air, lived a man named Ravi. He was a cleaner at a high-rise office building, scrubbing floors and dusting furniture in the early hours of the morning before most of the city even awoke. Every day, Ravi trudged to work, clutching his worn-out backpack, which held more than just cleaning supplies. It held remnants of hope, memories of laughter, and an unwavering spirit. He had moved to the city years ago, fleeing a small town that felt stifling in its expectations. In pursuit of a better life, he had taken on this job, grateful for the paycheck, however meager. As he arrived at the building, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden glow over the facade. Each morning, he took a moment to admire the view, inhaling the scent of fresh coffee wafting from the nearby cafe. Yet, despite the surroundings, Ravi felt a weight in his heart. His wages barely covered rent, leaving little for food. Ravi would often skip meals, telling himself that he could eat later, that there were others who needed food more than he did. The occasional rumble of his stomach reminded him of his hunger, but he brushed it aside, focusing instead on the tasks that lay ahead. On this particular day, as he meticulously mopped the floor of the lobby, he overheard a conversation between two executives. They spoke of a charity event, one aimed at helping the less fortunate. The irony struck Ravi like a thunderclap. How could they speak so lightly of charity when he, standing right beside them, felt the pangs of hunger gnawing at his insides? His thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of the building's CEO, Mr. Thompson. An imposing figure, he was known for his sharp suits and sharper demeanor. Ravi had seen him only in passing, but today was different. As Mr. Thompson approached, he seemed distracted, eyes glued to his phone. Ravi quickly straightened his back and focused on his work, trying to remain invisible. However, as fate would have it, Mr. Thompson's attention shifted, and he nearly stumbled over the mop that Ravi had left leaning against the wall. "Watch where you're going," Mr. Thompson barked, not seeing Ravi at first. But when he did, his expression softened just a fraction. Sorry, I didn't see you there." "It's okay, sir." "Just doing my job," Ravi replied, his voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in his stomach. Mr. Thompson nodded and continued on his way, and Ravi sighed, feeling a mixture of relief and disappointment. It was a fleeting encounter, one that reminded him of their disparate worlds. As the day wore on, Ravi completed his tasks, wiped down surfaces, and organized supplies. Each movement was robotic, yet his heart carried a silent longing for connection, an acknowledgement of his existence in a world that often overlooked those like him. At lunchtime, Ravi stepped outside, hoping to find a hidden corner of the city to enjoy the sandwich he had saved from yesterday. But as he walked, he realized he didn't have enough money to buy anything else. He could hear laughter and chatter from nearby restaurants, the clanking of cutlery against plates, and the scent of rich spices wafting through the air. His stomach growled again, and he paused, leaning against a brick wall, feeling the cool surface against his cheek. The city was alive, but he felt invisible. The joy of the moment felt distant, buried under layers of struggles and responsibilities. Suddenly, he noticed Mr. Thompson's sleek black car pull up to the curb. The CEO stepped out, his eyes scanning the busy street. Just then, Ravi's gaze met his, and Mr. Thompson approached him, his face a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Are you all right?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. It was a simple question, but it struck Ravi as profoundly human. "Yes, sir," Ravi replied, attempting to mask the hunger in his voice. "Just taking a break." Mr. Thompson studied Ravi for a moment, his brow furrowing in thought. "You don't look well. Are you sure you're okay?" Ravi hesitated, torn between pride and the desperate truth of his situation. The words danced on his tongue, but he swallowed them back. Instead, he nodded, forcing a smile. "Really, sir, I'm fine." You don't look fine, Mr. Thompson insisted, his tone softening. In fact, you look like you could use a decent meal. The unexpected kindness in Mr. Thompson's voice caught Ravi off guard. He couldn't remember the last time someone had shown concern for his well-being. Thank you, sir, but it's just a long day, Ravi replied, feeling a lump form in his throat. Come on, get in the car, Mr. Thompson said, surprising both himself and Ravi. Let's grab lunch. My treat. What? No, sir, I can't, Ravi stammered, taking a step back. The idea felt surreal, like a dream he had no hope of waking from. Why not? Mr. Thompson pressed gently, his eyes kind and persistent. You work hard. You deserve a meal. Ravi's heart raced as he weighed the offer in his mind. This was a chance at connection, an opportunity that could change everything. But doubts flooded in. What would it look like? What would he say? Okay, he finally murmured, almost as if conceding to the universe whispering hope in his ear. As Ravi climbed into the back seat of the luxury vehicle, he felt a rush of emotions battling within him. The plush leather seats enveloped him, contrasting sharply with the hard benches he was used to. Where do you want to go? Mr. Thompson asked, glancing in the rearview mirror. Any place is good, Ravi replied, the thrill of uncertainty lifting his spirit. Just somewhere that has good food. Mr. Thompson chuckled, his demeanor shifting as the car eased into the flow of traffic. I know just a place. In that moment, Ravi realized that sometimes hope comes in the most unexpected forms. As they drove, he felt a flicker of resilience igniting within him. Perhaps there was more to life than merely surviving. Perhaps kindness could pave the way for something greater. As the car glided through the city, Ravi found himself sharing snippets of his story. The reasons he had come to the city, the struggles he faced, and the dreams that still flickered at the corners of his heart. Each word felt like a step towards a brighter future, a testament to his inner strength that had endured despite the hardships. Mr. Thompson listened intently, nodding in understanding, his eyes reflecting empathy and respect. You're stronger than you think, Ravi. It takes courage to keep going, no matter the challenges. The warmth in his words wrapped around Ravi like a comforting embrace. In that moment, the divide between cleaner and CEO began to dissolve, replaced by the shared humanity they both carried. As they reached the restaurant, Ravi felt a sense of disbelief wash over him. This kindness was more than just a meal. It was a glimpse into a world where possibilities stretched far beyond the horizon. Maybe, just maybe, hope wasn't as elusive as he had once believed. And as the weight of his burdens lifted, a small spark ignited within him. A reminder that resilience could shine through even the darkest of moments, illuminating a path toward a brighter tomorrow. Little did either of them know, this lunch would mark the beginning of an unexpected friendship. One that would challenge both men to look beyond their worlds and discover the beauty of their shared journey toward hope. As they entered the restaurant, Ravi's senses were immediately overwhelmed. The air was thick with the tantalizing aroma of spices simmering in rich sauces. Lively chatter surrounded them, creating a warm ambience that felt worlds away from his usual routine. Mr. Thompson guided Ravi to a cozy table tucked in a corner, offering him a menu. Order whatever you like, he urged, his eyes sparkling with a genuine desire to see Ravi indulge for once. Ravi hesitated, feeling the weight of his frugal habits creeping back, but the CEO's encouraging nod pushed him to embrace the moment. I'll have the chicken curry and some naan, please, he said, his voice barely above a whisper, yet it felt like a declaration of his long-suppressed hunger. Good choice, Mr. Thompson replied, signaling the waiter. And I'll have the lamb biryani. Let's also get some samosas to start. As they waited for their food, Ravi found himself glancing around the restaurant, observing families laughing together, friends sharing stories, and couples lost in conversation. Each scene reminded him of the warmth that had often eluded him. Is this your favorite place? Ravi asked, hoping to steer the conversation into lighter waters. It is, Mr. Thompson replied, a nostalgic smile creeping across his face. "My father used to bring me here when I was a kid. It was our special place." "Did you always want to be a CEO?" Ravi asked, curious about the man who seemed so distant, yet was now sitting across from him, sharing a meal. "Not at all." Mr. Thompson laughed softly. "When I was your age, I dreamed of being an artist, but life had other plans." Ravi felt the weight of those words. Life's paths were often winding, filled with unexpected turns. "What happened?" He pressed gently. "I had to support my family after my father passed," Mr. Thompson admitted, his expression growing serious. "I took the first job I could find. Eventually, I fell into the business world." A silence enveloped them as Ravi absorbed this new perspective. Mr. Thompson wasn't just a powerful CEO. He was a man who had faced loss and responsibility, just like many others. "Do you ever miss it?" Ravi asked, his curiosity getting the better of him. "Every day," Mr. Thompson replied, his voice tinged with longing. "But I channel that passion into my work now. I believe in making a difference, even in a corporate environment." "What kind of difference?" Ravi questioned, leaning forward, intrigued. "Well, for example, I've been working on initiatives to support local communities and provide job training for those in need," he said, his eyes lighting up. "I want to help people like you see the possibilities around them." Ravi's heart swelled. Here was a man using his influence to uplift others, embodying the very kindness he had been surprised by earlier. "That's really inspiring," he said, feeling a sense of kinship with Mr. Thompson. Just then their food arrived, the vibrant colors of the dishes a feast for Ravi's eyes. As he took his first bite of the chicken curry, a wave of flavor washed over him, and he savored each morsel like a rare treasure. "See, I told you it would be good," Mr. Thompson chuckled, watching Ravi enjoy the meal. "I didn't realize how hungry I was," Ravi admitted, savoring the food as the warmth of the curry spread through him. They continued to talk, sharing stories about family, dreams, and the struggles that shaped them. Ravi spoke of his childhood, the small village he had left behind, and the dreams that danced in his mind like flickering fireflies. He spoke of his hopes for a better future and the burning desire to lift himself from poverty. "Sometimes I feel like it's just a dream," he confessed, his voice trembling slightly. "Like no matter how hard I try, I'll never get there." "Ravi, I know it feels overwhelming," Mr. Thompson said softly. "But every step you take matters. Remember, resilience is built in the face of adversity. You have to believe that you can rewrite your story." Ravi felt tears prick the corners of his eyes at the raw honesty in Mr. Thompson's words. It was a mantra he had told himself countless times, but to hear it from someone who had achieved so much felt like a validation he had longed for. As they finished their meal, Mr. Thompson leaned back in his chair, a contemplative look crossing his face. "You know, I often think about how our paths cross for a reason," he said, his gaze steady. "I wouldn't have come to know your story if I hadn't stopped my car today." "It feels surreal, doesn't it?" Ravi agreed. "I never imagined having lunch with someone like you. And I never expected to hear such an inspiring story from someone like you," Mr. Thompson replied earnestly. "You have a fire in you, Ravi. Don't let it dim." As they left the restaurant, Ravi felt a lightness in his step. The weight of his struggles seemed a little less burdensome, buoyed by the unexpected friendship blossoming between them. They exchanged contact information, and Mr. Thompson promised to check in on him. "Next time, I'd love to hear more about your dreams," he said with a sincere smile, "and maybe help you find ways to achieve them." Over the following weeks, their friendship deepened. Mr. Thompson would occasionally meet Ravi for lunch, but more importantly, he began introducing him to various community programs, job training workshops, networking events, and even mentorship opportunities. Ravi's spirit soared as he immersed himself in these new experiences. With each passing day, he felt the flickers of hope grow into a steady flame. The once insurmountable barriers that loomed over him felt a little less daunting. He began to envision a future where he would not just survive, but thrive. One sunny afternoon, as they sat in a park sharing ice cream cones, Ravi turned to Mr. Thompson. "You know, when I first moved to this city, I felt invisible, like I was just surviving, not living." Mr. Thompson nodded, his gaze encouraging. "And now?" "Now," Ravi smiled, "I feel alive. I see opportunities everywhere. I've even started saving money to take a course in graphic design." "That's amazing!" Mr. Thompson exclaimed, genuinely thrilled. "I remember you mentioning your passion for art. This is a big step forward." "I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for your support," Ravi admitted, feeling the weight of gratitude in his heart. "You showed me that kindness can change lives. And you remind me that every single person has a story worth hearing," Mr. Thompson replied, his voice softening. "You are living proof that resilience can lead to transformation." As the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Ravi realized that this friendship was more than just a chance encounter. It was a lifeline, a reminder that the human spirit could rise from the ashes of struggle. Months passed, and Ravi's determination grew alongside a newfound confidence. He enrolled in a graphic design course, pouring his heart into every project. The challenges remained, but the strength he had cultivated shone through. One day, as he presented his final project, his heart raced. The bright colors on his screen reflected not just his artistic talent, but the journey he had undertaken. As he finished, the applause from his classmates felt like a symphony to his ears, an anthem of hope and belief. Afterward, as he left the classroom, his phone buzzed. A message from Mr. Thompson appeared on the screen. "Proud of you, Ravi. Let's celebrate your success soon." Tears of joy filled Ravi's eyes as he realized that he was no longer just the invisible cleaner. He was a man carving his path through persistence and courage. With each step forward, he was not only changing the narrative of his own life, but proving that kindness, resilience, and friendship could light the way for others along the journey. And so, in the heart of that bustling city, amidst the skyscrapers and dreams, Ravi emerged, stronger, brighter, and filled with the unyielding spirit of hope. The story of a cleaner and a CEO transformed into a powerful testament of human connection and the beauty of the human spirit. As Ravi's graphic design course came to a close, he found himself standing at the precipice of a new reality, one teeming with potential. Each week had brought challenges, but with them blossomed a strength he never knew he possessed. He had learned to harness his creativity, channeling his emotions into vibrant designs that spoke volumes of his journey. Yet, as the final project approached, doubt began to creep in. Ravi sat at his small desk, papers scattered around him, each one a reflection of his evolving thoughts. The deadline loomed, and with it came the fear that he might fail to articulate the dreams that had taken root in his heart. "Ravi, are you okay?" His friend Aisha, a fellow student, peeked over at him, concern etched on her face. "You've been quiet today." "I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed," he admitted, running a hand through his hair. "I want this project to be perfect. It's my chance to show what I can do." Aisha walked over and sat beside him. "Remember that time you thought you couldn't even pick up a paintbrush? Look at you now. You've got this." Her encouragement warmed his heart, and he found himself smiling. "Thank you, Aisha. I just keep thinking about how far I've come. But what if it's not enough?" "Hey," she said, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You're already enough. You've grown so much. Just express yourself, and that will shine through." Ravi closed his eyes, taking a deep breath. Aisha's words resonated within him, stirring a sense of determination. "You're right. It's about my journey, not just the final product. I'll be rooting for you. Just remember, it's okay to be vulnerable," she said, then stood up with a grin. "Now get back to work. I'll just be over here cheering you on." As he turned back to his designs, Ravi felt a renewed sense of purpose. He poured his heart into the project, letting his experiences flow through his art. He illustrated the struggles of his past, capturing the essence of resilience with every brushstroke. The colors blended together, creating a tapestry of hope and strength. A narrative of his life as a cleaner, a dreamer, and now a budding artist. When the day of the presentation arrived, his heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. Standing in front of his classmates, the room was filled with a mixture of excitement and nervous energy. Ravi took a moment to ground himself, recalling Aisha's words. He could do this. "Hello, everyone. My name is Ravi," he began, his voice steady. "Today, I want to share my journey through this project. It's not just about the art, it's about the story behind it, my story." As he unveiled each piece, narrating the emotions and experiences that shaped them, he felt the weight of his fears lift. He spoke of the loneliness of poverty, the glimmers of hope that kept him going, and the moments of kindness that transformed his life. "I learned that resilience is like a canvas," he said, his eyes meeting those of his classmates. "You can start with a blank space, but with each stroke you create a masterpiece. Even the struggles contribute to the beauty of the whole." There was a moment of silence before applause erupted in the room. The warmth of their appreciation enveloped him, and tears filled his eyes. He had shared not just his art, but a piece of his soul. As he stepped down, Aisha rushed to him, her face beaming with pride. "You were incredible. You made them feel every word." "Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your support," he replied, overwhelmed. "And guess what? I hear you might have a chance at an exhibit," she added, her excitement contagious. "An exhibit? No, that can't be true," Ravi exclaimed, his heart racing again. "I overheard Mr. Thompson talking about it last week. He believes in you, Ravi. I do too," Aisha reassured him, her enthusiasm infectious. The thought of having his work showcased felt surreal. Mr. Thompson had become a mentor, guiding him through the maze of opportunities. But this was a whole new level. As Ravi left the classroom, his heart swelled with gratitude. The friendship he had formed with the CEO had blossomed into something profound, rooted in mutual respect and shared dreams. Later that evening, he received a message from Mr. Thompson. "Congratulations, Ravi. I was so proud of your presentation today. Let's meet to discuss the exhibit." As Ravi prepared for their meeting, he couldn't shake the excitement mixed with nerves. It felt like the culmination of everything he had worked for, the chance to show the world his art, his voice, and his journey. At the cafe where they first met, he fidgeted with the napkin as he waited. When Mr. Thompson arrived, he greeted Ravi with a warm smile, his presence as commanding as ever. "Well, you've truly outdone yourself," Mr. Thompson said, settling into his seat. "Your story resonates with everyone, and your art is a reflection of your incredible journey." "Thank you, sir. I still can't believe this is happening," Ravi replied, a mix of disbelief and joy flushing through him. "It is happening because you've earned it," Mr. Thompson said, leaning forward. "I believe your work deserves to be seen. The exhibit will showcase not just your art, but the narrative behind it. It's powerful." Ravi felt a lump form in his throat. "I'm just a cleaner who dreamed of more. I never thought I'd be here discussing an exhibit." Mr. Thompson chuckled softly. "It's important to remember that every great story has humble beginnings. Your journey is inspiring, and it's time for you to take center stage." Over the next few weeks, Ravi dedicated himself to preparing for the exhibit. He worked tirelessly, refining his pieces, ensuring they told the complete story of his growth. With Mr. Thompson's support, he reached out to local organizations, inviting them to the showcase. The night of the exhibit arrived, a culmination of hope and resilience. The gallery was filled with vibrant colors, laughter, and people admiring his work. Ravi stood nervously by the entrance, feeling a whirlwind of emotions as guests arrived, each one marveling at the reflections of his journey displayed on the walls. "Ravi, this is incredible," Aisha exclaimed as she rushed to his side, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Look at everyone here. They love your work." As he glanced around, he saw faces filled with appreciation. Strangers whispered to each other, pointing at the pieces that spoke of struggle and triumph. Ravi felt an indescribable warmth spread through him. This was more than art. It was a narrative of connection, of shared humanity. "Ravi!" Mr. Thompson's voice pulled him from his thoughts. "I want to introduce you to some local art enthusiasts and potential investors. Your talent deserves to be recognized." As Mr. Thompson guided him through the crowd, Ravi felt the weight of his past transform into a beacon of hope. He was no longer just a cleaner. He was an artist, a storyteller, and a man who had faced adversity with unwavering determination. "Tell them about your pieces," Mr. Thompson encouraged. "They're eager to learn." Swallowing hard, Ravi stepped forward, finding his voice. "Thank you for being here. Each piece reflects my journey, the struggles I faced, and the kindness that transformed my life. Art has the power to connect us, to show our shared experiences." As the night unfolded, laughter and warmth surrounded him. Conversations flowed, connections blossomed, and for the first time, Ravi felt truly seen. The people he spoke with shared stories of their own struggles, reminding him that everyone carries their battles, their dreams. At the end of the night, as guests began to leave, Aisha turned to him, her eyes brimming with pride. "You did it, Ravi. This is just the beginning. I'm so proud of you." Ravi's heart swelled with gratitude. I couldn't have done this without your support. And Mr. Thompson's. I've learned that kindness can change everything." "Absolutely. And now your story is inspiring so many others," she replied, wrapping him in a warm hug. As the gallery emptied, Mr. Thompson approached Ravi, a proud smile on his face. "You've made a lasting impact tonight. Your art has touched lives, and I can already see the paths it will open for you." "Thank you, sir. I'm so grateful for everything you've done," Ravi replied, his voice filled with emotion. "Just remember, this is only the beginning. Keep pushing forward," Mr. Thompson encouraged. "You have the power to create change, not just for yourself, but for others too." Ravi nodded, the weight of his journey settling comfortably in his heart. He realized that the struggles, the kindness, and the connections he had fostered were not just part of his story. They were part of a larger narrative of hope and resilience that could inspire countless others. As he left the gallery that night, Ravi felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was a man transformed by kindness, community, and the courage to pursue his dreams. The world was vast, and though challenges would continue to arise, he held within him the unwavering belief that every step forward was a stroke of his own masterpiece, one that would shine. As the weeks passed after the successful exhibit, Ravi found himself riding a wave of momentum, his life steadily shifting in ways he had only imagined. The connections he had made during the exhibit continued to flourish. Opportunities poured in and doors opened that had once seemed firmly shut. But with this newfound recognition came the weight of expectation. Ravi sat at his desk one evening, a blank canvas before him. The vibrant colors that had once flowed effortlessly from his brushes felt muted and distant. Anxiety crept in as he struggled to translate his experiences into new artworks that felt worthy of the praise he had received. "Why can't I get this right?" he muttered to himself, frustration lacing his voice. Ravi decided to take a break and stepped outside to clear his mind. The evening air was cool, and as he walked through the nearby park, he felt the familiar sense of peace wash over him. Just then, he spotted a group of children joyfully playing, laughter ringing through the air. He paused, watching them chase each other, their faces lit up with pure joy. A small girl tripped, falling onto the grass, and for a moment, Ravi's heart sank. But instead of tears, the girl laughed and got back up, brushing herself off as her friends cheered her on. "Get up, Sarah, you can do it!" one of them yelled. In that moment, Ravi realized something profound. The children weren't concerned with perfection. They were there to play, to learn, and to grow. He felt a flicker of inspiration ignite within him. Life was not about avoiding falls, but about how one got back up with resilience and joy. With a renewed sense of purpose, he returned home, grabbed his brushes, and began to paint. This time, he allowed his emotions to flow freely onto the canvas, the struggles, the laughter, and the spirit of resilience he had witnessed. The colors danced vibrantly across the surface, breathing life into his vision. Days turned into weeks, and with each brushstroke, Ravi reclaimed his creative voice. One afternoon, he received a phone call that made his heart race. It was Mr. Thompson. "Ravi, I have exciting news," he exclaimed, his voice filled with enthusiasm. "What is it?" Ravi asked, a mix of curiosity and apprehension swirling in his chest. "We've been invited to present your work at a regional art showcase next month. They were blown away by your exhibit," Mr. Thompson said, pride echoing in his tone. Ravi felt a rush of emotions. "Oh, wow, that sounds incredible. But I'm not sure if I'm ready." "Ready or not, this is an opportunity to share your story with an even broader audience," Mr. Thompson reassured him. "Think of it as another chance to inspire others." Taking a deep breath, Ravi nodded, even though Mr. Thompson couldn't see him. "Okay, I'll do it. I'll prepare." "Great. I believe in you, Ravi," Mr. Thompson said, his voice warm and encouraging. "We'll meet soon to discuss the details." As Ravi hung up the phone, excitement bubbled within him. This was another step towards realizing his dreams. But as the days turned into nights filled with preparations, doubt crept back in. "Am I really worthy of this?" he asked Aisha one afternoon as they worked together in the studio. "Absolutely, you've already shown everyone who you are. Just remember, it's not just about the art. It's about sharing your journey and connecting with others," Aisha replied, her confidence infectious. Ravi smiled weakly, but inside, a storm brewed. The pressure to succeed felt overwhelming, but he knew that he didn't want to retreat into his insecurities. "You were right," he said finally. "I'll embrace it." As the showcase approached, Ravi found himself consumed by both excitement and anxiety. The night before the event, he sat alone in his dimly lit apartment, staring at his canvases. Each one represented a piece of his journey, but now they felt like heavy weights on his shoulders. "I can't do this," he whispered to himself, his heart heavy with doubt. Just then his phone buzzed. An unexpected message from Mr. Thompson. "Hey, Ravi, just wanted to check in before tomorrow. Remember, you're not alone in this. You've come so far. Believe in yourself." Tears pricked at Ravi's eyes as he read the words. The kindness in Mr. Thompson's message reminded him of the power of support and belief. "Maybe I can do this," he said quietly, wiping away a lone tear. With a deep breath, he promised himself to embrace the experience, no matter how nervous he felt. The day of the showcase dawned bright and hopeful, a perfect backdrop for new beginnings. Ravi dressed carefully, choosing a shirt that made him feel confident and comfortable. As he arrived at the venue, he could feel the electric energy in the air. People milled about, admiring artwork, chatting, and laughing. Ravi's heart raced as he stood by his pieces, his palms clammy with nerves. But when he saw familiar faces, Aisha, Mr. Thompson, and others who had supported him, he felt a wave of encouragement wash over him. "Ravi, your artwork looks amazing," Aisha said, her eyes shining with pride. "Thanks, Aisha. I'm a bit nervous," he admitted, glancing at the crowd. "Just remember why you're here. You have a story worth sharing," she reminded him. When the time came for Ravi to present, he felt a rush of adrenaline. Standing in front of the audience, he took a deep breath, grounding himself. "Hello, everyone. My name is Ravi, and I'm excited to share my journey through art," he began. "Each piece reflects not just my struggles, but the kindness I've received along the way." As he spoke, he felt the weight of his doubts lift. He shared stories of resilience, of moments where hope had shone through darkness, and how art had become his voice. "I hope that through my work you can see that every struggle carries the potential for growth and beauty," he concluded, his heart pounding with passion. Applause erupted around him, and Ravi felt tears of joy spill over. He had shared his truth, and in doing so, he had connected with others. After the presentation, people approached him with congratulations, kind words echoing in his ears. Mr. Thompson beamed proudly, pulling Ravi into a warm embrace. "You did it. I knew you could," he said. "Thank you for believing in me," Ravi replied, gratitude filling his chest. As the night unfolded, Ravi enjoyed the conversations around his work. People shared their stories, connecting through the common threads of struggle, hope, and resilience. "Your work really touched me," one visitor said. "I've faced my battles, and it's inspiring to see how you've turned yours into something beautiful." Ravi felt invigorated by the connections forming. Each interaction solidified the understanding that stories of struggle were universal, and art had the power to unite people in their shared experiences. As the event came to a close, Ravi stood outside, gazing at the stars twinkling above. The journey he had embarked upon felt surreal but beautiful. He had transformed from a cleaner into an artist, a storyteller, and an advocate for hope. "Ravi," Mr. Thompson called, joining him outside. "I'm so proud of what you've accomplished. Your journey is just beginning." "Thank you. I couldn't have done this without your support," Ravi said, feeling the weight of gratitude wash over him. "I'm always here to support you," Mr. Thompson replied. "Let's keep pushing forward and create more opportunities for others like you." Ravi nodded, excitement bubbling within him. "Yes, I want to give back, to help others find their voice too." And so, with newfound resolve, Ravi set his sights on creating a community art initiative that would provide resources and mentorship for aspiring artists facing challenges. He envisioned a space where stories could be shared and dreams could flourish, an embodiment of resilience and connection. As he watched the city lights twinkle in the distance, Ravi felt the warmth of hope in his heart. His journey had taught him that no matter how daunting life's challenges might seem, there was a beautiful strength within each of us waiting to be uncovered. From a cleaner to an artist, from despair to hope, the tapestry of his life was woven together with threads of resilience, kindness, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. Ravi knew that every stroke of his brush was a testament to his journey, and he was just getting started. With each new day, he could feel the possibilities stretching out before him like a vast canvas waiting to be painted with the vibrant colors of hope and inspiration.